Welcome back. It's time for Move It Monday. Now, change can be scary at times, especially when it comes to your age as you get older.
Yeah, and for women as we age, there's a lot of health changes to navigate, things both physically and mentally. Joining us live with some ways to help women stay healthy and happy through their later years is local OBGYN Dr. Cynthia Mcnal. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Aging happens to all of us. If we're lucky, we get older, right? But of course, that comes with some challenges. So particularly for women, what are some of the challenges that we face as we age?
Well, I think menopause is inevitable if we live long enough. And it is a rather new phenomenon in that in 1900, women only lived till age 50, and now we're spending a third of our lives in menopause. So I think it's something that needs to be addressed, and there's so much misinformation out there. And so I'm grateful for Northwest Personal Training allowing me to speak on this subject, because I think it's so important to get the correct information to make informed decisions.
I mean, what is that information? You know, what are the symptoms you're looking out for as the aging process carries out?
Yeah, well, I mean, the typical symptoms that women hear about are hot flashes, night sweats, but some of the lesser known symptoms are anxiety, difficulty sleeping, palpitations, low energy. And so that can start even before menopause. So menopause officially is after your ovaries have stopped making estrogen and progesterone and have stopped ovulating. And that occurred typically at the age of 51, but the years leading up to that, there are a lot of physiologic changes that can cause a lot of symptoms and can really affect the quality of life for many women. What I see in my clinic is there are two camps. One is that women are terrified of hormones. They have hot flashes, night sweats, but they've been told that hormones cause cancer, and so they avoid them and just think that they'll suffer. And then the opposite is women see a lot on social media that tells them if they're put on hormones, the weight will melt off, their energy will go through the roof, they'll feel like they did 20 years ago, and they have unrealistic expectations. So I think part of this is kind of knowing the facts and knowing that, yes, you don't need to suffer, but also it's not a miracle cure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that can really be a key component. And you mentioned you're partnering up with Northwest Personal Training.
Yes.
To kind of focus on this topic. I would imagine that nutrition and physical activity can also play a really big role.
Absolutely. Very often when women see me for hormones, it's because of depression and anxiety. And a lot of women dismiss the fact that exercise actually can be as effective as Prozac when it comes to combating depression and anxiety. I mean, both common medications like Prozac and Zoloft, or what we call the SSRIs, are about 50 or 60% effective with depression, but so is regular exercise. And so, again, it's not a cure-all, but it definitely is a huge component. And when women see me about their hormones, I always ask about lifestyle. I always ask about nutrition and self-care. And I know self-care has become very trendy, but it is important. You can't expect just to take hormones and everything's going to be okay. Like with any medication, it's not going to fix things that your lifestyle can improve.
That makes sense. Makes sense. So there's a new touch laser, if I'm understanding correctly. I don't have all the details of this. You're the expert, so I'm going to let you take over. What is this laser, and why is it important in the work you're doing right now?
Yeah, well, it's kind of an unspoken thing, but it's getting out there more that a lot of women have a lot of pain with intimacy. And now that women, again, are living till their 80s and they're in strong relationships and want to stay intimate, there's a lot of pain involved if a woman has gone through menopause and she's not on hormones. And some women don't want to be on hormones because they have a personal history of breast cancer, or they just don't feel comfortable taking that. So our clinic has a Monalisa touch laser, and it is a fractionated laser that causes your own stem cells to produce collagen and elastin and capillaries, and it works with your own immune system and your own body to kind of repair itself. And so it's a series of three treatments that we offer in our clinic. There are a few other clinics in the metropolitan area that offer that. And it basically improves intimacy by decreasing pain and increasing elasticity, and also sometimes with urinary symptoms as well. So there can be a lot of more bladder infections after menopause, and it can help with that as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it's one of those things that for so many women, they don't want to talk about it, or it's one of those like taboo
Right.
things, but there are so many options out there. You know, menopause does not have to be this horrible, horrible thing, you know, that people have to suffer through, especially, you know, if they can get a hold of some of these resources. So, so you're going to be putting some of this information out there. You've got a community talk coming up. Tell us about that.
So this will be at Northwest Personal Training in downtown Vancouver. My clinic's also in downtown Vancouver, and I've known Sherry Mcnal, the owner, for many years, and I think what she's doing for the community is really great. And it is a free talk, and a lot of it's going to be question and answer. I think sometimes women need to ask those questions and not just rely on social media, but get the true facts and not be so afraid to improve their lives with hormones if that's what it takes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's important, you know, providing platforms, hopefully like today, and with that community talk, you know, it's important to have those moments to kind of break down the, like you said, Emily, the maybe what feels like a taboo around it.
I was going to say, you're
not,
already uncomfortable talking about it sometimes, and there is so much misinformation out with social media. It's easy to go down a rabbit hole and you know, be really scared of stuff. So we appreciate you straightening it out and giving us a good source to go to for all the facts.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Dr. Cynthia Mcnal, thank you for joining us. And yeah, best of luck with this program. I think a lot of women are going to be very interested in it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And again, that free community talk, Women, Aging, and Health, that's happening Monday, May 23rd at Northwest Personal Training in downtown Vancouver at 6:45 p.m. Go to nwpersonaltraining.com if you want to sign up.